welcome. I thought today I would spend some time telling you a story. I recorded myself working on the brakes on my motorcycle, and if you wait to the end, you'll see that I have a big whoops that I'm working on now. But instead of doing a normal tutorial or how-to video, I thought that I would throw some footage together and tell you a story. A lot of us bikers, what we really treasure, the one thing that we take home from the road, is our stories. Before, when I was less knowledgeable and less fortunate with the amount of tools that I own, I asked my dad to give me some help on my Kawasaki Vulcan. We were working on bleeding the brakes and putting some new pads on the front, and I had never done it on a bike before. My dad and I had worked on cars numerous times in the past. Well, we got an air bubble in the line and I could not get a good firm grip on my brakes. I remember panicking and being really upset, and me and my dad arguing over what we didn't do right or wrong. I called my stepdad, Robbie, who is fortunately a mechanic and knows a little bit more than my dad and I, who are both very self-taught. So I called Robbie and told him what was going on, and he said that he could help me, but only if I rode my bike the 45 minutes across town to where he lived. Well, I had no front brakes, but I knew that we hadn't messed with the back brakes at all. So I went ahead and I just risked it. I went and I tried it. So I hopped on my bike and I remember taking off down my grandpa's driveway with the gravel underneath me, wondering how easy it would be to stop with only back brakes. And I took it easy and slowed down, downshifted all the way there. And once we got there, it wasn't any big deal. I know now that many people ride their choppers without front brakes, and that it was a very common trend back in the day. I also know now that it's a lot easier to make sure there's no air bubble in the line if you buy a cheap bleeder and attach it to your bleeder valves. It's basically a thin little hose that connects, and then you pump up some pressure so that as soon as you open the bleeder valve, brake fluid comes in and you have a second person pour the fluid into the reservoir. So let me tell you now about my whoops. As you can see here, the back reservoir has fluid on it. It's dripping onto the ground. I tried to replace that seal around the edge. However, it didn't fix it. So now I'm waiting for a part to come in. I'm going to replace this whole reservoir. Thanks for watching.